Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away. Move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. We get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air get thinner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away. Feel the air get thinner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. So let us dance this night away.
It's just Danny's poo schedule, and it looks like now we can get the t-shirt. I'm Sandy.
And I'm John, and the forecast says corn.
And this is your Smart Doll News. Okay, I wasn't prepped for that one.
Sorry. Welcome back to the Smart Doll News, everybody. We should warn you, there's probably gonna be some talk about poop this evening. It's not our fault, but we'll try and get through it as fast as we can.
Push through.
All right.
Yeah.
It's all right. I can't say anything right now. We would, of course, like to give a shout out to Tiana H1234 for getting their first Smart Doll a few weeks back. Of course, we weren't able to catch it then, but
looks like Monday in tea.
Yes. Grats tonight.
Welcome to the Smart Doll fam.
And of course, our Smart Dolls, our Super Smarties,
Angel Kitty and Amy Zickerman.
Thank you so much for your ongoing support of the channel, for your super chats and your super stickers. I would also like to mention thank you to everyone purchasing t-shirts from myladydisdain.com. You are all just really helping out to make sure that we can keep doing this and keep putting more energy into this channel.
More dolls!
More dolls! Well, I mean, no.
It goes to other things.
No. Yes, pay off the bill for the camera and
yeah, and the sewing machine, and yeah.
We're getting reports that sound is a little muffled. The levels are, well, I guess the levels are not hitting up. All right, hopefully we don't start clipping while that happens. What am I at? Oh, climbing up. That's about the max of where I want to be. So, let's see how that does. Let me know, chat. We are dealing with some mic issues that we had in our last video with some overdriving, even though it's turned all the way down. So, technical issues. Hopefully on this setup it should be better though. Is there anything else we need to do before we get into this?
No, I think we covered it.
All right. That means we are ready to start with our headlines. Besides this beauty here, it's a little distracting looking at Danny's clothing. You know, it's like you always think, oh, is it a new doll?
Right, but it's not a new doll.
We have a new color for the Keep Calm and Carry a Smart Doll shirt.
Yeah, are the shorts a different color too, or are those just the usual ones and they just happen to look a little more purple?
Well, they're reading purple next, and that's not even purple, but like so you've got earthen red is the color of the shirt.
Yeah.
Which is sort of this muted red earth tone.
Right.
And yeah, I think the sort of gray shorts are just reading a little red next to it.
Well, those shorts would be really cool in lavender.
He has them in. Well, I mean,
no, they come in like it's sort of a brown. And then he's got the jean shorts.
We have the lavender version of those.
What does he have? I was talking about the cargo shorts, and
yeah. Well, it's like a lighter pinkish, like actual lavender versus what you're seeing, sort of a grayish lavender, darker.
Yeah, but those are just denim. They're denim shorts.
Oh, right. They're not they don't have the straps and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Pardon us while we just sit here and debate over a pair of shorts.
So this is kind of interesting. Danny goes into, he announces the new color of the shirt, and then he starts instantly talking about the background of the Keep Calm shirt. And it is he goes basically talking about poo hitting the fan, and how debilitating that is. And you can see this as a bit of a theme tonight of the probably ongoing stuff that we don't get to see.
Right.
Things have calmed down over the last couple of weeks, I think. Comments have been turned off on posts and things like that, but that doesn't mean people can't keep emailing.
Right, and it's not necessarily all about that either. I mean,
sure,
it's just regular business stuff, catching up on the body, things like that,
But that's not poo hitting the fan. Like, this is a couple of times here in these, Danny expresses basically like the high volumes of stress from, like, I don't know, so like something big, something going wrong or whatever. And he actually says it's enough to make me wonder whether this is all worth it. And if that's not scary, you just got to keep reading quickly, because then he says, "I take a look at my girls," and says, "Yes, it's worth it.
Worth it. Yeah.
They're specifically.
They are worth it.
Yeah.
Yes."
And so he goes in and describes many different types of poo hitting the fan. The after a night spicy curry. And then, of course, which is the reason why I thought of during the intro, he does mention the undigested corn, which is horrible. But, yeah. So...
it was the powdery bit that got me. Sorry.
All right.
The corn I can let go by. It is...
It brings us to the end of this where he talks about, the idea of saying that the smart doll helps him keep calm is no exaggeration. And this is something that is like, if you thought this was just an artist putting his stuff out there and you finding this meaning in it, it's really interesting and nice to know that Danny finds that exact same meaning in it.
He makes them, but he made what he wanted to make for
Right.
himself.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool to know that. I mean, he is a collector and admirer of dolls as well as being a person who just makes them,
Yep.
So it's very cool.
We also have the bucket hat.
The bucket hat. It's so cute.
And very quickly this goes away from the bucket hat and into a whole story about death, oddly enough. And I think one of the things that Danny may be sort of missing, at least relating to it from, I guess, a Western perspective, he describes thinking about death encouraging you to do things. And he talks about the bucket hat, meaning kick the bucket. I think what he's missing here is the bucket list idea.
Right.
That these, the last things you wanted, the idea of your death would provide you with a, like this impetus to get the things done before your time is up. And he talks about this as being, most people, don't want to think about it. They don't want to think about death, versus for him, thinking about death, helps him put life into perspective and thinking about his, priorities and getting those straight. Interesting little note here, if you don't read the entire thing, and this is not surprising, but he says he has been approached to take his company public, through an acquisition. And I mean, if it's an acquisition, the likelihood is we would be talking about another doll or toy manufacturer or something like that. But he basically said, I'm passed on pretty much life-changing money, don't have to work ever again sort of money, because his purpose is this. He's doing what he loves. and it's not really about the money for him.
Yeah, he would lose some control over what he's doing. You know, he would be forced to expand, and he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
So it would just change everything.
Yeah, they. I do find it funny. He says, "Oh, it looks like I've used up the character count for Instagram. The reasons not to buy will be on the product page." So normally he puts that all in here when he announces the product, and he's just of late been opining about some more philosophical or things, just kind of I think just getting sort of stabilizing everything for himself and doing what he has to do.
Yeah, I mean, well, when the poo hits the fan, then you sometimes go, why are we doing this? And you have to step back and think about it.
Lee says, I hate the idea of anyone else taking over Smart Doll. They'd run it into the ground. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, they American Girl as a brand was purchased by Mattel. It used to be Pleasant Company.
Yep.
And it was purchased by Mattel, and it's gone through a lot of, like, trying to change things, trying to make things bigger, trying to mass produce more stuff.
Right. Massively grow their audience.
And the big fans going, what the heck is this? And then they have to pull back and do something different. And it just, nothing is the same as it was. So.
Yeah, and I think, to me, and I'm sure there are other people in the office doing designs and things like that, but to me, the majority of this product creative vision, it's all Danny, you know, constantly experimenting. And if you don't have that drive, if Danny were to just retire, like that's, that whole vision will go away.
Right.
Now we also saw last week the release in option heads of North, who is the is relentless without the kintsugi, and this is anime North.
I love her.
Yeah, yes, we know.
I love her so much.
She may or may not be in a box in the background.
Roxy is guarding her.
Yes, Roxy is the guardian of the box right now. Not too much here, but they did also see the release along with this of anime Relentless in Coco full doll.
She is so striking.
Yeah.
Like, really, really cool. Like, I don't know. I mean, I had a hard time because I was like, I really want Anime North, but I also could be tempted to purchase the full doll of Coco Relentless.
Yeah, we've been, I mean, you know, we've been, well, pulling back on dolls in general, but we've been really kind of figuring out who our next Coco doll is.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like Perseverance
Yep.
in Coco. She's cool looking, and she comes with that cool new blonde twist out, which is, like, really neat.
Yeah, speaking of which.
There she is.
Here is Perseverance, who is not out yet. No, she is, isn't she? Is she actually out fully in Coco with the wig and everything?
I don't know if she's out full body or not. I know she's out as an option head.
Right.
I know people have gotten her already.
She is fantastic, and here she is modeling a new dystopian sweater set.
Yeah, we actually got that set in Chaos several Chaoses ago.
Yep.
But now it's actually finally being released.
It's very cool. The nice thing about this is you can, I mean, it's designed to go together. It's really thin and lightweight and designed to layer.
Yeah, the underneath layer is very much like the post-apocalyptic sweater set. That really, really, really fine knit.
Yep.
And then the outer layer is just basically, it's like a nice, very, very soft jersey.
Now you have, of course, the option to break it up as well. So it's a pretty good value, getting two pieces together.
I love just the underpiece, like with the post-apocalyptic bra and stuff. It looks really, really, really cute.
Yep. And Danny says that this set is due out next month. So we'll be looking for that in September. Now, I did want to bring up some of the some of the stuff that Danny's been putting up over the last few weeks, I think we did talk about this, so I won't stay on this part too long. The reasons not to buy Smart Doll Business Ethics. So this first article that he put up on the 8th of August went over essentially, why they operate the way they operate, some of the things that they do, centering around the employee, not the customer requirements. Very good read.
Yeah, and if you have even if you're like an experienced Smart Doll owner, if you've never read these articles, I really suggest reading them because you might find out some things you didn't know. It's actually quite interesting.
Now, even more important than this article is the next one that he just put out on the 14th, which is the reasons not to buy Perfectly Imperfect. And he basically starts it with, which of these sets of cups do you prefer? If you prefer the cup on the left, maybe Smart Doll isn't for you. Now, I feel a little attacked.
Right, because you actually would prefer the cups on the left.
I love minimalism. I love I like symmetry to some extent. But each thing has its home, right? Like you can love both.
Right.
And I have different expectations out of an everyday cup than I do out of a set of mugs or something like that, or if it were, when it's clearly more of an art piece or it's like a gift or something like that.
I want to know what it says about me that I like the shape of the white cup and the colors of the ones on the right.
You are psychotic. That's what... So the really cool thing about this document is it breaks down. This is kind of a reformatting of some of the old before you buy articles. And if you never read those, definitely read these because he's broken it up with a lot of great behind the scenes pictures, as we can see here, giving you examples of, ways in which the handmade aspects of Smart Doll will show themselves in the doll.
Mm-hmm.
And it breaks it down. We got body parts. Here we have a video. He's linked in the videos from his YouTube channel about cutting the vinyl flash, understanding the frame and how it works and what to expect.
I love how he said, if you can cut with this precision, we need to have a talk.
Yes. Yeah, no, they do. They are amazing. Just one swoop,
Yep.
going around. Like it is really, really cool to watch. So really, really great options here of just understanding the kind of how each of these things are made and what to expect and what to do about it. Like if you find something, like it mentions on the frame that you may find grease on it,
Mm-hmm.
On different joints. Here we've got a link to the face up, how face ups are done. Really, really informative and really good way to set expectations for new buyers to understand exactly what they're getting, how it's made, and what to expect. And if it's not something that they're interested in, then by all means, save yourself the money.
Yeah, and, help your friends, too. If someone sees your Smart Doll and says, hey, that's really cool, I'd really like to get involved with that, send them to these articles.
Yeah, this is a really good place to start. It is, it is a chunk of text there, but you've got a lot of great pictures interspersed between each section to kind of understand what they're talking about. Really cool. I really, really like that he's done this.
You got the BJD wig making.
Yep. That is, one of the ways that I think Danny's continuing to try and just really, like I said, set expectations. Be ultra clear. Like you can see this, he writes a lot, right? Like, and it all comes down to needing to be as clear as possible. And I think we try to be as clear as possible that we'd like you to like this video.
Yeah, help us understand your expectations. Give this video a thumbs up if we're doing our job.
And if you're not subscribed, of course, take the opportunity, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and you'll be let know when the video, when we're going live, all of that.
We do surprise ones sometimes.
Yeah, well, that is true. Now we have behind the scenes. Didn't even rehearse that. Okay, we talked about this a teeny bit last week.
Yes, a little bit.
G7 in Mirai Plus size.
Yeah.
So good.
Yep. I want one.
Yeah.
For my birthday.
Great. And Christmas?
Well, you got an anniversary in there too.
Yeah, okay. Sure, anniversary too. That's fine.
No. Birthday and anniversary. Christmas is a thing.
Okay. Well, we also have some new angles and pictures of the picture. We can see this getting 3D printed in a resin printer here. We'll go back. Somebody mentioned in chat, yes, he has been comparing these size-wise, and we're getting, I think in general tonight, we're going to get a lot more peeks at a pocket doll, the 1/4 scale smart doll, and then more than we have in quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
Again, another shot, much more clear shot here of G7, a 1/3 size and a 1/4 size pocket doll. We've got them working. We can actually see them finishing the G7, and he says electroplating starts next week. Now, what I'm not sure of is, does that mean like they're going to do a face-up on it and start electroplating for the face-up? Because as far as I know, that's the whole point of the electroplating is the masks.
Right.
Or is there some sort of step where they're doing like the entire thing? It may be. They may electroplate and then get the entire thing and then cut out the pieces, like recreate it or something.
Maybe. I don't know. But, I mean, basically he's saying that the whole process starts next week. So...
Yeah. So this is moving along.
Yeah, I mean, he could just be, like, what does this mean? Like, is he just making one for himself? Is this head going to go on one of the Smart Doll Plus bodies that's already in his studio?
Yeah, right. Is it just for fun, or has he been slowly stockpiling some actual body parts?
I mean, like I was saying before, my understanding was that stability and stuff was an issue, and with a new frame coming, maybe he's building the frame plus size, Well,
he says it means he's a terrible, terrible tease.
Well, we know
a little
that.
bit, yes. He loves to troll us a little bit. He loves to tease. We've got another shot here. We can see that this looks like the master is done. You've got the full, essentially flashing like the big funnel part at the top already in. So that is looking good. Okay, so what's this?
Chitose Semi-Real.
So, yeah, we did pretty much put this as the big thing, and this is probably the biggest news this week. That's why it's on the thumbnail. He dropped this, and I'm really interested in this because I'm trying to figure out, what sculpt is this? And there's sort of an angle. It could be a G7, which would be the cheapest way to start this, right? Or, maybe this is him trying to do, a custom cheek, because Chitose has always been on her own sculpt.
Mm-hmm. What are the characters after Semi-Real?
I do not know. I have not, being that it's a little scribbly, I did not try and do a translate on it. Now back here is interesting because we have a sculpt that's just being used for like wiping off paint and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have another sculpt here. The back of this sculpt and this sculpt was being hidden.
Right.
So it sort of made me think that maybe it's its own sculpt.
Could be.
Then we get,
this is not actually what we got next, but it's a good clear shot.
Right. So we also, this is actually, I believe, came first.
It did?
I want to say it came first before the Chitose announcement.
Mm-hmm.
And here we see very clearly this is Chitose with those 3 little tiny lashes. You can't really see the eyes behind her thing, so I will just move to the next camera or the next. And then we got this.
Yeah, and I remember I came into you and said, "Did you see Semi-Real Chi?" And you were like, "No."
So there she is, and I am pretty sure this is a G7. Because this is just the open mouth painted into those full lips that the G7 has.
Oh, Nefertiti says those characters says it means work production.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So yeah, we've got I mean, this is the clearest picture I think we have of her so far. I cannot wait to see her full.
I like the translation of the mouth into Semi-Real. Like that looks like the little Chi mouth.
Yeah.
But it's got lips now, which is really cool.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting to see what he's able to do just with those 3-dimensional lips in painting a little bit of white here, a little bit of red there, and you've got depth in a mouth. It's not quite as much as what is in. I like the 3-dimensionality of the Chi multiverse sculpt, but again, it's mostly novel because the anime sculpts don't have that.
Right.
Vinyl Vixen says, with a Chitose Semi-Real, could there be a possibility for a Haruka? I mean, of course there's a possibility.
There's a possibility for any of them. In fact, like not too long ago, Danny was asking, who do you want to see?
Yeah. I think if you put it out there and there are enough people talk about it, I think it would be really cool to see all the Millennial girls get their things. In fact, we thought the 4 girls that were coming out with Future were Semi-Real Kanata, Semi-Real, like all
Semi-Real
of that.
Chi, Semi-Real Kizuna. Yeah, we thought that whole stat was the Millennium Girls, but evidently that's not the case.
Nope, we were wrong. Nope, wrong thing. Now here we also have a picture of the this is Mirai's summer uniform.
Mm-hmm.
And
looks like we're getting more of that.
I guess, or is this like, is he making more of it, or is he? I guess I want to say like this was like this print was available or something like that. You could actually print that out. I'm wondering if this is part of the, if this might maybe be going up on the free patterns.
It might be. It very well might be. But it looks like, I mean, I guess maybe he's got one out so that they can do the translations and stuff better.
Yeah. Very cool. We have this. It's fantastic. Now here we get to see. I mean, I don't know that we like. This seems to be sort of like a wide sleeve, like boat neck.
It looks like the nice sweater pattern in Jersey.
Yeah, but look at the sleeve. Look how wide that is.
It is a little bit wider, but the nice sweater actually does have a fairly wide sleeve at the bottom.
Does it?
Yeah.
All right. We've also got some teases for some doll t-shirts.
You got waiting for the drop. So it used to say it's gonna drop, but he made the shirt waiting for the drop.
You may have seen Gray Relentless sporting this on one of Danny's stories.
And then more No Sheep's Given shirts, which is always a favorite.
Yep. And here we can see he's definitely making waiting for the drop. It is got a nice pile of t-shirts ready to be printed. We actually we will be releasing a human size version of that as well. So I'm going to, as much as I can with his doll t-shirts, try and give you an option to twin with them, which is I think always fun. So we also have our first maybe? I don't know. This is a Solar Marines uniform, basically, the pants from the uniform being put into the pocket doll. What are you doing?
It looks like there might be a monsoon coming in the southwest.
Okay.
Sorry, but
ADHD alert.
My wrist was vibrating. This is not ADHD. I mean, I always check because it could be something Danny's tweeting out.
It's true.
Tell him to leave me alone, guys.
We have. Do you have anything to say about the pants?
About the pants? No. I don't really. It didn't really strike me as anything major. The only thing I could think of would be, are they looking at new color, or because he was talking about he still hasn't done the forest right.
Thanks, Jenna.
Is that a t-shirt?
No, it's not a t-shirt. Yeah. So, moving on. I will pay my penance by leaving that on the screen. So we have now a sneak peek of the tripod stand, which is cool. This has been working on this for quite a while.
And the jacket in black is showing itself again.
Yes, we still have not, and this is that like really cool, almost I don't know, like outdoor kind of material.
It's like a
a rain jacket.
I've said the word before, and now I can't think of what it's called. It smells like a ripstop nylon kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, very cool. And I mean, it's just like anything black. Let's put it on her. We've got she's got the skull, the 3D printed skull helmet. And I cannot remember what the glasses say. Something like cool or I don't know. Anyway, very cool. Love to see both of these, the jacket and the cannot wait for the tripod stand. Although I have to say, for me, as a photographer, the most versatile stuff was all of the old tripod stands that could be unscrewed and screwed onto a standard 1/4 inch bolt.
Right, which is like what we normally do here when we have a doll standing.
So, we also have the Keep Calm and Carry a Smart Doll bracelets, doll bracelets.
New font?
Well, yeah, this is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what I don't know is were those always 3D printed, or was it actually like cast, metal?
I think they're 3D printed. Or vinyl or something like that. I don't think that they're... I don't know.
It's hard to say.
What I was noticing mostly was the fact that it's a different font.
Anna Britton Lewis says, hoping this means an STL is coming.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, make your own.
Yep. Make it a little bigger, and then anybody can wear it, which is kind of cool.
And then you could put your own stuff on there if you really wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. Now, here we have, like...
Mid-Journey, like, doing something pretty darn awesome.
Yeah, like, many, like, 4.5 million some odd people, you know, who have been using Mid-Journey over the, the previous weeks. He's been having some fun using an AI art generation tool like Mid-Journey. It is an art unto itself to give it a prompt that you actually get something you want out of. For instance, I gave Mid-Journey a prompt. I won't show it because it's too disturbing. But I gave it a prompt of a Boston Terrier looking up at its owner with a smiling face. And it created Boston Terriers. You could see its intention, the white and black faces and the shape of the ears. But they were clearly made out of other animals.
Yeah, it was disturbing.
It was really weird.
Like, there was one that was like a chimpanzee face, and one that was like you could tell they used like a cat mouth.
Yep.
And like it was really weird.
There's interesting stuff here. Like, it doesn't do color really well. Like, when it does color, it prioritizes color over everything else. So I've done things like trying to do fantasy stuff and look for skin tones, like, you know, gray skin or something like that, or try even do like kabuki, like paint makeup and stuff like that. And it doesn't work. You give it a color, and all of a sudden, like, most of the things in the picture become that color. So you can see here she has orange hair, an orange, you know, bag. I can't quite tell exactly what sort of this is that she's standing in.
It looks like a subway car almost, but it's open.
Yeah, it's very cool. I've been putting up some of my
Platform on a ferry. I don't know.
The artwork that I've come up with for our the Revenant project, our Kabuki stories, and in the Discord. So if you are interested in seeing other stuff like this and what I'm doing, you can check that out there. I might as well throw it up here. You can go to the link in the description to join the Discord server if you haven't already. It's a great community.
That would make a really pretty. Someone commented that would make a really pretty shirt, and it really would.
Yeah, it would have to be like a full print shirt or so. I don't know, or just a square.
Just a square.
I hate things that are graphics that are just a square on it. I don't know. I've never fond of that myself. So we have Mirai, and here we have Danny toying with the idea of Mirai World Tour, access all later. So it's like an all access pass.
That would be a neat T-shirt because you could put that
right
with the string.
You could do like the string up top, or just leave it as is. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if it needs the that's not the lanyard because it is the lanyard. Whatever. But yeah, very cool. Very much like that. They are also massively increasing in the last week the quality of their upscalers so that you can do a final output at like pretty high resolution. Here we have a couple more peeks at the frame, and we're going to see sort of how it's connecting with everything. This is the bottom of the frame, which we haven't seen too much of. And even more interesting, we've been seeing a lot of like new iterations on the top of the spine. We can see here that he's actually printed out and is trying those new pieces that he's been designing and putting them on the other pieces that he already had printed up.
The frame definitely looks way more substantial.
Yes. Yeah, it's looking really, really good. And I believe this is last we've seen. It looks like Danny's doing the final product shots and probably getting ready to post soon the amputee arm.
Mm-hmm.
So we've heard about this once before, and we have now it looks like it's getting close to being released, which is fantastic.
Jenna was saying, can we get phone cases with smart doll graphics? We actually have a couple.
Yeah, we well, it's on yours, but
yeah, it's on my phone right now.
It's limited in terms of like it's going to be iPhone and like a certain set of Androids. We do have them. I can put them up. The main reason I haven't, honestly, especially like the iPhone stuff, is it does not work with like the MagSafe, the newer MagSafe
yeah,
stuff.
so we have the new phones. I can't use the MagSafe stuff to set my thing on the phone on the charger in the car or whatever or the dock mount thing in the car because it's just the magnet doesn't work because of it. So
yeah, so we've actually been trying out those products and living with them for a little while. I may just put them up at this point. I know I needed to find a better way to do the.
let me just see if I can grab mine.
I need to find a better way to do the keep calm graphic because with all the cameras and stuff, like the graphic either needs to get shoved over or cut half of it off, and it doesn't particularly work. But so the I forget what. Well, you can stay tuned for that. Yeah, this is actually one of my favorites.
So we have the kimono character, chibi character, on my phone case, and then
I believe I did make. Did I make the Chitose for me, or I did?
No, you made the Mirai cheerleader.
Mirai cheerleader, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they exist.
Yeah, so we can put them out. I just need to put them out, and just have to be very clear about, you'll be picking. It's only certain models, and I can do nothing about the available models. It is what it is. So, in all likelihood, you may not have the models that I can get cases for. So, which of course. I think that leads us back to the best part of the show,
where we turn it over to you guys.
Yeah. So this is another week of seeing just how the smaller side lives.
We came to party all night long. Let's sing on to every song. We don't need nobody's attention. Don't need nobody else in our zone. Making plans so as we go. Where we dance when no one knows just how we want it. We want it. Going left, going right. Doesn't matter tonight. Just how we want it. We want it. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young.
All right. I gotta say, John Dean, that face up is like, it like makes me like just start to tear up just looking at it.
She's so sad.
So very sad.
like tragic heroine sad.
Yeah. And I also do want to point out the shot with the feet. I love the
Hiking boots.
everyone does twinning shots. Well, not everyone. A lot of a bunch of photographers do like shots of themselves with the doll dressed up similarly.
Mm-hmm.
I just really you know, it reminds me of like the baby shots with like the hand on a finger kind of thing. But having those two little feet next to like your own feet, like it's really nice. Good storytelling. Yeah, that is gonna bring us to. Let me check our time. We got some good time. The last part of the evening, which is our Q&A. Be sure to. Looks like it's not working already, but do us a favor and put question in your message so that we know it is to us, not just generally to everyone else. We'll start with our first question. Are you going to have seasonal designs for fall and Halloween? Halloween, yes. Fall, unless you can think of something and want to help figure out a design I should make for fall. I don't have anything particular. I mean, you know, a lot of what, you know, as far as, unless we actually start commissioning like custom illustrations, then unless we start commissioning like custom illustrations and stuff like that, we are limited in terms of like the material, like the chibis and stuff like that, to what Danny has put out to date. Thankfully, he has a whole bunch of old Halloween graphics.
So there will be something for Halloween.
Anna Britton Lewis says, do you think the new pelvis look like it has the slot for the Dolphin one?
Like the Dolphin one. Like are you going to be able to combine them?
Looks like it has. I'm not sure.
Or if it's just made the same way.
Well, because the pelvis, the hips replacement. Oh, I know what you're saying. The Dolphin hip replacements basically has like a slot to be able to slide the hips deeper out and get it out to do more. Kind
of like the elbow joint.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna need it. I mean, that whole thing, the reason the Dolphin hip replacement has that slot is to get it out beyond the vinyl of the hips that are inflexible. So from everything we're seeing in the new frame, it's a moot point. It won't need it. And if he goes so far as to combine that with Smart, which we did fail to mention and talk about her. She's been sitting here the whole time. This is Elena. She's the new, she's a prototype with the all soft vinyl body. If he did both of those, he would have like zero need.
She looks like we interrupted her after dinner nap to bring her here, and now we're not even doing anything with her.
Yeah, so I don't think it's necessary. Kay says, do you think Gray dolls will be released this year? I want Gray Anomaly to be my first doll, but I don't know if I should wait it out and buy a doll now. I think she's coming soonish.
I think New Year, but I could be wrong. I mean, it is only August, so it's possible.
That's true. Right now, I have a feeling that if Danny were to drop a Gray, it's probably going to be Relentless.
Right. But he talked about Anomaly.
Yep.
And that
he's got both. Well, he was made, like, he's got more made of her, so it actually may be more likely that he drops her instead. Like, his interest seems to be around Relentless, but
he's still got some blue to get out of the way because, like, I mean, actually, Lee asked him last week, and he said Relentless in anime and Semi-Real was coming in blue.
I mean, I guess it comes down to how do you budget for dolls? How long of a window do you have? How long before you can save up for the next one? I think in the next total, like, if the answer I should give you is next year, like, but if you want to wait. But I think there's a decent chance that Anomaly may drop in the next few months, especially for Halloween. I can see him doing a Halloween drop of her.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Tessa's Kingdom says, where can I get good shoes for my Smart Doll Valiant? Still does not have shoes.
You can get. I mean, good shoes. I mean, I always tell everyone get the leather Smart Doll shoes if you can. But if you want like inexpensive shoes and you want several pair, you can get. We've shared it on the I've shared it on the Discord, and other people have passed it on. There's like packs of 6 and 8 like Converse style sneakers, high tops that you can get in colors right on Amazon.
Otherwise, I would say take a look at like Mori Time,
and then after that, Sophie Toy Paradise on Etsy.
Sophie Toy Paradise tends to be very long shipping, and you can sometimes find all of them. You can sometimes find the same thing listed somewhere else.
Right? Yeah. Like always check like AliExpress and stuff, because I think some of those manufacturers also put their shoes there.
All right. Jenna asks, how many Smarties do you have that still need revealing on the channel?
Just
1.
2 plus the one in the box.
In that box, we have 1, 2. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, just 2. Just 2 plus.
No, well, okay, 3 technically. Babs.
Oh, that's right. We haven't actually technically revealed Babs, have we?
No.
We showed her, but we haven't like put the video out.
Yeah.
Okay, so technically there are 3 unboxing videos. Well, 2 unboxing videos and a head. No, 3.
3 unboxing videos.
3 full dolls and a head.
And a head. Let's see. All right. That looks like it. Last call for questions. We've got just a few more minutes before we should completely call it quits. But I have to say, like, we still have Babs waiting, and that's all on me. Since for the past month or so, she's been she's become sort of this like mountain of a project that I have to try and finish, and still looking forward to trying to get that done. But I will say this: I've started to make some concessions just to make sure it gets done and gets out. Like
we've gone through an awful lot with motivation and stuff since losing Pang. And we're trying very, very hard to stay positive and keep moving. But it has impacted us more than I think even we thought. Yeah.
It's been really hard to get me up into the studio to do. It's been really hard to get myself to do things that are just by myself. I think it's hard enough to have to sit down and edit the videos. And it's just, it's a lot of work, but, doing the videos, doing the live streams, and doing the unboxing with Sandy is great. It's with somebody. Doing, our bi-weekly, although more than bi-weekly, in actuality, D&D games with on the Discord server, that's been everything to me. Just being able to be with people. So the when I've got something like Elena here, our plan was, and in fact I had to cut it out of the video of us saying we'll be back after we take a bunch of photos. My plan was to record taking all those photos of her, and I just made the call to you know what, this just needs to get out or else it's just gonna pile up. So made the choice just to get it out there, and
she stands on her own. It's such good We did a really, if you haven't seen the video yet, we did a really in-depth look at the body and how it moves. And she's very cool. So
yeah, really, really impressed with her. And I still plan on doing some photography content anyway. So once I can get myself back in that mode of getting the room and figure out setting it up to record and take pictures and everything at the same time, it's we'll get there.
I kind of just want to open the box.
We're not opening the box. Everything is content. Everything is content. Oh, those videos like hit me right there. Which is, I guess, just heartburn.
That's what I always say to myself when I go in my sewing room and I start making something, and I'm like, I really should have the camera on. Everything is content.
Yep. Lisa says, speaking of D&D, I plan on making a smart doll of Angarad. I'm sorry if I butcher your character's name. My Azamar Warlock, that'll be in her next campaign. And Katie is painting the head, which is awesome. So, yeah. We will see you. We'll see. Have another. We'll have another video up of North this weekend, I think.
As well as all the other stuff that I got. I actually spotted what had to be my box in one of Danny's photos.
Yes, you did. We didn't put it up here, but he was displaying your the like folder, file folders, like dividing up boxes, and there's a lot of them. Like, it's clearly all the smaller, boxes, which is people buying heads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could. I went looking through it, and I was like, I think that's her.
That's gotta be. I mean, the chances of, because it was like a weird combination of things. So, like, it included like a marble bust and stuff like that. So it was like, I was like, that's my box.
Kelly asks, do you think Danny will release blue parts all at once or staggered?
I think all at once.
That would be my guess. I think he's gonna do a bunch and then blue parts are up. Maybe
with release of somebody, like either Anomaly or Relentless will come out, and then he'll be like, and here's the blue parts.
Yeah. All right. We'll make that the last question. Thank you all for joining us, and as always, hug your dolls.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.